Hello, welcome to episode 41 of live.withcode.uk. This week is all about how to write to a file in Python. And the whole purpose of these videos is to build up your confidence by showing you live coding, as in telling the story of how a piece of code comes together, not just from the start to the end of the code, but from the start to the end of the thought processes behind that code. So the program that we're making today is a homework excuse generator, where you can put in your name, and then you can say a teacher who set you some homework, and say which subject the homework belongs to. It will generate an excuse and write that excuse to a file, not recommending that you do this to your teachers, but the whole point of this is to be able to process data and then export that to a file so that you can use that for whatever you want to. Okay, so let's make a start. First of all, let's think about the type of excuse that we want to write. So I'm going to do this as a multi-line string so we can kind of picture what the whole thing is together. So it's going to be something like dear, and then the name of the teacher. I'm really sorry, but, and then we've got an excuse. But I guess we should probably say I haven't been able to do my, and then subject, homework. And then we should put the excuse as a new sentence in here. Maybe on a new line, let's see. So this is a multi-line string. If you've got 3 quotation marks together, you can have some text across multiple lines. I'll do my best to catch up as soon as I can. Many thanks. And then we've got your name. So we want to be able to display this to the screen and write it to a program. Sorry, write it to a file. To write it to a file, we have to open that file first, and we need to know what the file is called. So I'm going to save it to this excuse.txt, but I'll store that in a constant so that we can change it later nice and easily, finding it at the top of the phone. So excuse.txt. When we open a file, you can choose to read from it, and if it doesn't specify an R, then it does mean that we're reading from it, or to write onto the end of a file, or to overwrite the file with new contents, and that's what we want to do, to open it in write mode. When we open a file, you must remember to close the file afterwards, otherwise we won't be able to open it with any other program. And then you can write all of that data to the file. So all of that can go in there. So hopefully we've now got that information in the file. Okay, then we want to start thinking about replacing this with what the user types in. So we better ask some questions. Let's say, what is the name of your teacher? Or who set you some homework? Something like that might be a better question. Let's go for teacher name. It's always a good idea to put a little main menu so that people know what the program does. Homework excuse generator. And I'm just going to underline that with some simple ASCII art. There we go. So we asked the teacher name. We should probably remember that into a variable. So let's go teacher name. And then in here, let's split it up into single lines and put the actual contents of that variable in here. So teacher name, that stores what the user's just typed in, and we'll write that to the file. Then we want to write each of these. I'm really sorry I haven't been able to do my, okay, so we need a variable called subject. And then homework. So we need to ask which subject it's for. So subject equals, there we go. And then we want to say an excuse. Now, the excuse could be all sorts of different things, and it would be nice if it chooses something randomly. So let's define them up here. Let's have a list that contains lots and lots of excuses. I put it as a constant because the program isn't going to change this. But we might have my pet just exploded, or you could have my cat died, really sad. What else could we have? My goldfish was sick on it. So you'll notice a lot of these are animal themed. So we could make it a little bit more generic by just saying animal, and then we can choose some random animals, so we can customize the excuses a little bit more. Okay, and then we'll have a list of all of our animals in here, and you can have goldfish, cat, dog, or let's go for tortoise. You can put brother and sister in there if you want, but it seems a bit offensive to call them an animal. So if we've got these lists, we need to then choose one from that list. So let's go for excuse equals random dot choice. We pass a parameter to that function, and the parameter is what we're going to choose from. So we have a list of excuses. Notice I've got more than one excuse in a list, and I'm choosing one of them to store them in excuse. Excuse is a variable because it might change as the program runs. Excuses is a constant because we define it at the start of the program and it doesn't change. And this has an S because it stores more than one. It's a list. This just stores a single string, a single bit of text. Right. So now we can write that excuse to the file. This will always say, regardless of what the excuse is, I'll do my best to catch up as soon as I can. Many thanks. And then your name. Now we haven't asked this yet, so we need to make sure we've got a variable called name, and we ask the question, what's your name? Oh, there we go. All right, so this will almost work, but it won't look as we want it to. What have we got here? Bad token on line 7. Oops, I've forgotten a quotation mark. There we go. Teacher name, Mr. Dring. Subject, computing. Oh, it doesn't know how to choose something at random on line 10 because we haven't imported the random module yet. So let's do that now. Great. Okay, so it doesn't display anything to the screen, but hopefully it's chosen something at random and it's written it to a file. Now it has, but you'll notice it hasn't put any line breaks on here. Dear Mr. Dring, sorry I haven't been able to do my computing homework. My something animal has just exploded. I'll do my best to catch up as soon as I can. Many thanks. Bob. So we need to put those line breaks in automatically. To do that, we need to escape them, as we need to put a backslash to escape this special character. That's not a literal n, it's saying it's a new line constant. So we'll add that onto the end of that line and that line, backslash n, and that line, that line. Okay, we're getting better. But now we want to be able to replace the animal in square brackets with a randomly chosen animal. Okay, so let's see how we can do that. Just like we did where we chose a random excuse, we can say excuse.replace, and then what we're searching for, that's going to be animal, and what we're going to replace it with could be something chosen at random from this list. So random.choice from that list, and then we'll save that, which will be the whatever we've chosen at random, but with this replaced, we'll overwrite what's stored in excuse. So let's say excuse equals, so the new value of excuse is the old value of excuse, where we've replaced that value with our randomly chosen animal. I reckon we're almost there. Let's see, let's test. Okay, so hopefully this time we've got our new lines at the end. It's got the correct data in there. We've got an excuse. You probably have a full stop on the end here. Otherwise, seems to have worked. So where do we need that full stop? Oh, it was just at the end of the excuse, wasn't it? Fab. So I've got a couple of challenges for you to be able to work through. First of all, quite nice and easy, is just add your own excuse to the list of excuses in here. I don't know, my goldfish stole it or something like that. You could have another list called sign-offs or something like that, or salutations or whatever you want to call them, where rather than just saying many thanks, you say regards or yours sincerely, or toodles or something like that. And then you could make a list where you, instead of asking which subject the user wants to generate an excuse for, you could have something like subjects equals, and then all of your subjects in here, and it would randomly, it would generate an excuse for all of those subjects. So a bit of practice for iteration in there too. So the most important thing here is if you want to open a file to read, you have to specify the read mode. And then you do all of your writing, remembering that if you want a new line, you have to be explicit about adding that new line. And then when you've finished writing, you must remember to close the file. Hope that's helpful. See you next time.